Really good win for us, and I feel awful saying this. It's not even April, but I mean we needed a win today. Felt like we hadn't played great the last 3 games, and I told Grayson after the game yesterday, I was like, hey, we need a good one tomorrow. Talking to today, and Grayson gave us a great start, and it's great. You can feel a little tension in the dugout in the middle of the game, and which is just silly this early. But there had been a period of time where you couldn't get an extra base hit here Friday night. The way the wind was blowing, it was really unoffensive ballpark again yesterday, and I think our guys started pressing a little bit. And once we scored in the 6th, it kind of took the monkey off our back a little bit, and obviously Andrew got a big hit in the 8th. So really glad to get a win. We needed it, and I'm excited to keep going forward.
Coach, obviously the bottom of the 8th was a really wild sequence. Either you or Andrew can answer. What did you kind of see out there that, as everything kind of unfolded?
Oh, you go first.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to get to second and, let Ed kind of just take home for free, and I slid past the bag, and everything just kind of went nuts after that, and I just took off, and Ed was doing his deal, so
Yeah, that's not really something you can simulate in practice, and just looking back, the only thing I told Ed is like, hey, as soon as you saw the infielder redirect the ball to second, like he should have taken off. But I mean, those are just instinct plays, and obviously really unique play. It worked out a little better for us.
Grayson, Coach mentioned it a little bit, but he told you how you guys needed a solid start from you, and that's exactly what you did today. So what was going through your mind coming into this outing today?
Just keep it as simple as possible. Obviously, we didn't have the hottest stretch recently, and it was just, I kind of just needed to get ahead and do my thing. And I knew that we were pressing and we needed a big start, but I mean, I didn't feel too much pressure. I just wanted to go out there and have fun.
Grayson, Coach mentioned the past couple of games that the starters have had to settle in after getting that first and second inning out the way. Mm-hmm. What is challenging about getting through that first and second inning as a starting pitcher?
I think it's just like the juices are flowing at the beginning of the game. Everybody's amped up, and then after the first inning, it usually settles down. But I think everybody's just so hyped and ready to play that it all comes out in the first.
Andrew, it's been a little bit of a slump last few games, but over the weekend now you're seem like back to form. Big hit today and hits in all 3 games this weekend. So have you made any adjustments from recently until this weekend?
Not really, like physically, just trying to take it a pitch at a time and be as aggressive as I can. I feel like in my at-bats, it's just been letting the good pitches go and swinging at the bad pitches. So just trying to take the mind out of it and just be as aggressive as I can.
Yeah, for the record, we tell our hitters to swing at strikes and take balls. They just don't always do that. And if you do that well, you hit better.
Coach, you want to go ahead?
I'll go ahead, yeah. Coach, yesterday you mentioned that if the team showed the effort that it did in the Florida series, it would have a good season, and that the first couple of games of this series, or specifically yesterday's game, I should say, you didn't really show that effort. But today, was that closer to what you expected coming into this series, especially coming off the Florida series where you went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in college baseball?
Well, I don't think it was effort. Our kids, we got great kids, and they give us everything they have. I mean, they were trying hard all weekend. Look, baseball's really hard, and I think every team there's ebbs and flows individually as players, like we talked about with Andrew. There's ebbs and flows for teams, and for whatever reason, we didn't execute at a very high level in the first 2 games of the series, and part of that, you got to tip your cap to Kentucky. They're a ranked team. They won a bunch of games. They did a really good job of taking advantage of our mistakes. So I really believe in this team. So we're not playing our best baseball right now. There's a whole lot of ceiling left for this group.
Coach, is there any extra satisfaction in putting an end to Kentucky's 17-game winning streak?
Not really. I mean, I'm just glad to get a win. League wins are hard to get. You just can't get swept at home, and you got to scratch and claw and find a way to get 14 or 15 of these. So that's 12 or 13 fewer we got to get.
Before the bottom of the 8th, obviously they were consistently responding every time you got put a run across the plate. What does that kind of do for the team? Like, you're finally getting a breakthrough offensively, tie the game, and then they just immediately respond with a run of their own.
Well, there's people talk about momentum in basketball all the time because it is a game of swings, but it's the same thing in baseball. We talk a lot about, whenever they score, we got to answer. Whenever we score, we got to put up a 0, and we didn't do that today. twice when we scored in the first, we gave up a run in the second, we scored in the sixth, we gave up a run in the seventh. So, they're aware of it, they're trying, and again, we weren't at our best this weekend, but glad to get a win today.
Grayson had 2 productive starts through SEC play for you. So what has changed from last year to this year in that aspect?
I think it's just maturity going through the SEC for the second time. Last year was tough on me. I kind of made it through the whole SEC with 2 pitches, but this year I feel like I got a couple more weapons that I can use, and it allows me to be more confident in my own abilities, and allows me to get ahead in the count and put guys away. So.
Anything else?
Coach, it was an emotional weekend from start to finish, but now ending on a high note. What's the message to the team heading into next week?
Well, I told the kids, we're only 20% through our league schedule, right? I mean, you got 80% of your league schedule, but this is what it is. We've already been at 3 one-run games. I mean, 50% of our league games have been one-run games. So, everything matters. And you tell the kids, the older kids, they get this, and they're probably rolling their eyes right now as we're talking. But the new kids get here, and you just tell them, man, every 90 feet, every pitch, everything matters. And they don't really get it until you get to this point, and they realize that, oh my gosh, you're right, coach. These games are all tied in the 6th or 7th inning. They're all, a lot of them are one-run games, and you got to execute a little bit higher rate. So, that was the story of the weekend. Today we got a big hit when it mattered. Friday night we didn't, and that's how you win or lose a series.
All good?
Yeah.